So now let's have lesson 20. What is a word analogy, approaches in analogy, two methods in word analogy, and why is word analogy important in the civil service exam? Common types of word analogy relationships, and lastly, tips and tricks for answering word analogy questions. What is a word analogy? Word analogy questions test your ability to recognize relationships between pairs of words. In these questions, you are presented with a set of words. You need to select the word that best completes a similar relationship. Sa word analogy, meron po tayong dalawang approaches. First, we have single word approach at meron din tayong paired word approach. Sa single word approach, isa lang yung blank, while sa paired word approach, dalawa yung blanks. Of course, mas mahirap to kasi dalawa yung poproblemahin mo. Dito, isa lang. So let's try to answer this. We all know that tree is a part of forest. So it means part to whole. So this also implies this is a part of this school, right? So it means it's letter, yes, letter A, classroom. Dito naman, stapler is to attach. As blank is to blank. So analyze po natin. As we all know, stapler, yung purpose niya is to attach, no? Attach documents, papers, etc. So it means it's a tool purpose. So ito yung tool, ito yung purpose. So yan yung hahanapin natin sa choices. Tool is to purpose. So it's letter? Yes, it's letter D. Tachometer is to measure. So ang purpose po ni tachometer, ito yung nagme-measure ng speed, right? So it's a measuring device. So tool is to purpose. Meron naman po tayong dalawang methods, no, in answering word analogy. So kumbaga ito yung ating technique, no, para mas madali nating masagutan yung mga word analogy questions. First, we have logical or bridge sentence method. This method involves creating a clear bridge sentence that connects the first pair of words. Once this relationship is established, you apply it to the second word to find the correct answer. So meron po tayong steps dito. First, we have to analyze the relationship between the first pair of words. Second is to formulate a bridge sentence that explicitly describes the relationship. Third is to apply the bridge sentence to the second part of the analogy. Fourth is to select the answer choice that fits the relationship. So let's have an example para mas maintindihan po natin by following these 4 simple steps. So we have bird is to fly as fish is to blank. All we have to do is to follow these 4 simple steps. First is to analyze the relationship between the first pair of words. So ito yung ating first pair of words. Next is to formulate a bridge sentence that explicitly describes the relationship. So kumbaga alamin po natin ano yung relationship nilang dalawa. Tapos gumawa tayo ng bridge sentence. So ito na yung bridge sentence natin ngayon. A bird flies and a fish blank. So kumbaga parang gawa-gawa tayo ng isang sentence para mas madali nating makita yung relationship. Alam natin na yung bird lumilipad at yung fish, ano yung ginagawa niya? Yes, a fish swims. So the correct answer is swim. So bakit swim? Hindi swims. To make it balance kasi fly. So swim, hindi flies, di ba? So binalanse lang natin yung sagot sa ating first pair of words. So again, use a bridge sentence that explicitly describes the relationship. So yan, in-apply na po natin yung bridge sentence to the second part of the analogy. And lastly, of course, to select the answer choice that fits the relationship. So ganyan lang po kadali i-apply ang ating method. We also have the second method, which is the elimination or answer choice testing method. This method involves evaluating each answer choice against the relationship between the first pair of words. Irrelevant or illogical options are eliminated systematically. So systematically, it means may sinusunod kang process or procedure. Of course, we have to first determine the general relationship in the first pair. Kung synonym ba yung relationship nila, antonym, function, part to whole, tool and purpose, etc. Second is to compare each answer choice with a given relationship. And lastly, to eliminate options that don't logically fit. So let's have an example. So we have earthquake is to tsunami, as cavity is to blank. Is it disease, illness, stub, or toothache? First, we have to determine the general relationship in the first pair. So start by analyzing the first pair of words. Alam natin na yung earthquake, ito yung cause. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit nagkaka-tsunami, right? So it means cause and effect relationship. That also implies cause and effect. So itong blank, effect of cavity. So it's letter D, toothache. Ganyan lang po kadali i-apply yung ating mga methods. Why is word analogy important in the civil service exam? Word analogy tests logical thinking, vocabulary, and the ability to discern patterns or relationships. These skills are crucial for reasoning-based questions and practical problem solving, both of which are emphasized in civil service jobs. So mahalaga yung word analogy para matrain mo yung sarili mo to recognize the underlying pattern or relationship between two words. So yung ability na ito, no? This ability to discern patterns is essential. Mahalaga ito para sa problem-solving ability mo in various administrative situations. So now let's proceed with the common types of word analogy relationships. To answer word analogy questions, mahalaga po na maintindihan muna natin yung mga different relationships between word pairs. First, we have synonym relationship. Example, big is to large as fast is to blank. Is it quick, slow, delayed, sluggish? So synonym, it means big is synonymous to large as fast is synonymous to blank. Yes, it's letter A, quick. So mahalaga talaga na malaman muna natin yung relationship of the first pair of words para mas madali nating masagutan yung blank na ito. Next, we have antonym relationship. Example, hot is to cold as light is to blank. Is it bright, dark, glow, or heavy? As we all know that hot is the antonym of cold, it also implies that light is the antonym of what? Yes, letter B, dark. So antonym, they have opposite meanings. So next we have part to whole. Example, petal is to flower as finger is to blank. As we all know, petal is part of a flower. That also implies finger is part of, yes, part of a hand. So it's letter A. So part to whole. How about this one? Cause and effect. So study is to pass as eat is to blank. Is it digest, nourish, drink, or sleep? Yes, it's letter A, digest. This is the cause. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit ka pumasa. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit may dinadigest sa tiyan mo. So kumain ka para may ma-digest, mag-study ka para pumasa ka. Okay? So next we have number 5, function or purpose. Example, scalpel is to cut, as pen is to blank. Is it sharpen, sketch, erase, or write? So function or purpose, di ba? So ang function or purpose ni scalpel is to cut. So pen is to, yes, it's letter D. Pen is to write. How about this one? Worker and tool. Example, carpenter is to saw, as dentist is to blank. Is it hacksaw, gavel, crimper, or forceps? So, dito tayo nagkakatalo kapag wala na tayong idea sa mga choices, di ba? So, hacksaw, ito yon. This is usually used by carpenters and masons. Gavel, this is used by lawyers, judges. Crimper, ito yon. Primarily used by electricians. So it means forceps. This is usually used by dentists. So it's letter D. So next we have category or classification. Example, conduit bender is to tool, as haggis is to blank. Is it food, flower, place, or seed? So dito tayo nagkakaproblema kapag unfamiliar word na, no? Kapag naka-encounter na tayo ng words na hindi natin alam. That is why importante na mapalawak natin yung ating vocabulary. So category or classification. Conduit bender is under the category or classified as a tool. That also implies haggis is classified or under the category of what? Haggis is a food. So it's letter A. So next we have degree or intensity. Example, warm is to hot, as cool is to blank. Is it breeze, cold, freeze, or none of these? Degree or intensity. Warm is less intense than hot. So hindi siya masyadong mainit, mas mainit, no? Intensity. Cool. Hindi masyadong malamig kumpara kay cold. So si cold mas malamig kumpara kay cool. So intensity. So next we have quantity. Let's say for example, octagon is to 8 as nonagon is to blank. So it signifies the number of sides. Octagon has 8 sides while nonagon has, yes, 9 sides. So it's letter B. And lastly, we have characteristics. Let's say for example, cow is to calf as horse is to blank. So meron pong instances na binibigyan tayo ni Civil Service Commission katulad nito. Kung ano yung tawag sa young horse, young cow, young dog, young cat, etc. So it's better to memorize them, yung mga usual or yung mga common na mga animals. So when we say characteristics, this pertains to human or animal characteristics. So let's say for example, cow is to calf. So this is a young cow, no? Baby cow. So it means hanapin din natin kung anong tawag sa baby horse. So it's letter C, foal. So we have here some tips and tricks for answering word analogy questions. First, all you have to do is to understand the relationship. Read the given word pair carefully and think about how the first word relates to the second. Ask yourself, are they synonyms or antonyms? Tanungin mo yung sarili mo para talaga ma-visualize, no? Is one a part of the other? Yung first word ba, part ba siya nung second word? Does one perform an action related to the other? Yung first word ba, nagpi-perform ba siya ng action nung second word? So yun yung mga usual na mga question natin sa ating sarili when answering, no? Word analogy questions. Again, understand first the relationship of the first pair of words. So next, we have form a bridge sentence. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, no? You have to create a sentence that defines the relationship between the first two words. Then test this sentence with the answer choices. So let's say for example, tree is to forest as water is to blank. So ito yung bridge sentence natin. Kumbaga, gawa-gawa ka ng sentence. Yung tree, part siya ng forest. So it means water is a part of, kaya nga tinawag siyang bridge sentence, ito yung magiging tulay mo para masagutan mo ng tama yung mga word analogy questions. So of course, focus on the first pair. Analyze the first pair thoroughly. Misinterpreting their relationship will lead to the wrong answer. Also, you have to eliminate irrelevant choices. Remove answer options that clearly don't fit the relationship. Narrowing down your choices will increase your chances of guessing correctly. So ginagawa lang po natin yung guessing or yung panghuhula kapag wala na talaga tayong idea sa words na binigay, no? Yun yung last resort natin. Educated guess. Also, make yourself familiar with common relationships. As much as possible, memorize the common types of relationships yung mga nabanggit natin kanina to save time in identifying patterns. Expand your vocabulary. A strong vocabulary makes it easier to identify relationships between words, practice synonyms, antonyms, and other related word pairs. So, yun nga no, palawakin natin yung ating vocabulary. Also, always double-check your answer. After selecting an answer, mentally place it back into the analogy to see if it makes logical sense. So, once nakapili na po kayo ng sagot, balikan nyo ulit kung tama nga ba talaga. So, always double-check, triple-check, but make use of the time properly. And lastly, we have practice, practice, practice. No? The best way to master word analogies is through regular practice. Use review books, online quizzes, and mock exams.